Well, howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this. It is 7:02 a.m., very, very late, especially since I first woke up at 4 and then just lounged about because I could, because of cannabis oil and such. Instead of being in agony when I woke up at 4, I was able to shift position and sleep until 5. Been up since 5, but it's been 2 hours since then and I cannot wake up. But it is 7:03 a.m. It is Tuesday, the 2nd of May, and I still have a little squeak here that I've been holding in my lap, just because she is such an absolute sweetie. I mean, you see how she's just sitting here? I mean, she does that all the time. I mean, not because she's terrified. She doesn't just sit. She runs on her wheel and she does all sorts of stuff. But she's very, very mellow. She doesn't panic or do horrific things. She just curls up in my hand and falls asleep, or in the crook of my elbow and falls asleep. She was sleeping in my pocket for just hours yesterday. Or was it the day before? I can't remember exactly which day, but she spent just hours up in my pocket while I was sitting downstairs, just sleeping. And it was so cool. I don't know. They make this noise periodically. You gonna do it anymore? I was talking when she was making this little chirp meep sound. Lots of people online like on Facebook have said, my hamster's making this noise. What is it? And they'll like make little meeping or yipping sounds periodically, and I still don't know what that means. And so a lot of people are confused about that little noise. But she is so alert. Even though none of my hamsters like to face the camera. I don't know why, but she's alert, she's awake, she is very affectionate, she's very smart, and she's just wonderful. And yeah, I keep showing her off day by day, but I mean, she's so nice. I have to show her off. I'm so proud of her. She is just such a little sweetheart. Now, the sad thing that happened yesterday, and I'm going to talk about my depression and stuff and what happened to me yesterday, but also at the end of the day, my little sick hamster that I'd had, his abdomen was huge from the tumors on the inside of his abdominal wall. There's two kinds of tumors that hamsters can get. There's the ones that are on the inside of the abdominal wall, and if that happens by the time the tumor is big enough, it's usually, by the time it shows, because it's on the inside, it's growing and it gets bigger, and slowly their abdomen just gets bigger. By the time that you can determine that they have a tumor, by then it's too late. There's not a lot you can do. You can try to make their lives easier. I use cannabis oil and cannabis tincture, and that helps make their life better, and in some cases it's actually saved them. It's reversed the tumors. Now, if it's happened on the outside of the abdominal wall, those ones are slightly more rare, but those ones especially, you can treat with cannabis and they will shrink and go away. I've saved my hamster's life that way. Lives with cannabis oil and such like that, tincture. So it's a good thing. But he finally died last night. He was very active until the end. He was I'd say he's about as happy as he could have been. I mean, it's hard to tell sometimes. I mean, hamsters, because they don't have a whole lot of RAM and ROM up here, when they are sick and dying, they don't know it. They don't have enough brain to realize that I'm really, really sick, or the pain that I'm feeling means I'm going to die. It's just, I don't feel good, let's eat this. You know, this hurts, I'm going to drink this. And so they just live until finally they can't anymore. And it's really sad. But yesterday, oh my gosh, my mood is very volatile. I've been on antidepressants because of my bipolar disorder ever since I was 22. And right now, because of my living situation, the way it had been, and with the way my vehicle was, and with my roommate slash housemate slash friends' vehicles, I haven't had a working vehicle for a long time. And so I wasn't able to go to the Veterans Administration to see my psychiatrist, and so I've been off antidepressants for quite some time. The only thing that I've really had as an antidepressant, and it is a very effective antidepressant, is cannabis. Now, prescription antidepressants, no, we don't understand how they work. And in many cases, placebos work just as well as antidepressants, but that doesn't mean the antidepressant doesn't work. That just means we don't understand how amazing the placebo effect is, because the placebo effect is absolutely amazing. I mean, if you tell somebody that they are getting a pill that will help them, and they believe it, even if it's a sugar pill, it'll work. And the placebo effect doesn't just work for people, it works for dogs too. Dogs can go through horrible separation anxiety, terrible separation anxiety. They have medications for the dogs. Now, what they can do is they can give you the medication for separation anxiety. You give it to the dog. It starts to work. The dog doesn't have the separation anxiety anymore. But you start giving the dog sugar pills and not the medicine anymore. The separation anxiety is still gone. How did you fool a dog into thinking that the medicine would work? And it does now, because it does. They no longer have separation anxiety by taking sugar pills. The placebo has worked for a dog. And that works with people. I mean, we just tell them, people, that this is going to work, and the fact that it does, I mean, these aren't minor things. There have been major brain alterations by the placebo effect. It is astonishing. And so when people say, oh yeah, antidepressants don't work any better than a placebo, that doesn't mean the antidepressant isn't good. That means the placebo effect is absolutely freaking incredible. So thumbs up on that. But I haven't had my antidepressant that way for quite some time, and so my mood is very volatile. My bipolar disorder, excuse me there, is such that, you know, every 2 weeks I go boom, boom, boom. Medicine disrupts that and sort of evens it out more, but it hasn't been under control for a time. And so yesterday, my mood got out of control, and I didn't know what was happening beforehand until it started to fall apart. And then as it was collapsing, I realized what was happening. And usually when that happens, I realize bad decision time coming up. I need to not do things. I need to not engage with people. I need to not do stuff. Before I realized what was happening, I had engaged with people, and the results were not pretty. Like, I wasn't horrible to anybody, but there was a bad misunderstanding, and I'm really sorry what happened to somebody. And I say misunderstanding, nothing happened. No, I didn't insult anybody or anything. I just went, oh no, you're doing this, I feel so bad. And they went, oh no, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel bad. And it's like, it went back and forth, like, I'm sorry. And they're, I'm sorry. And oh. By the time I realized what was going on, I had engaged with people, and I'm sorry, but that's why I didn't do a game video yesterday. What I have to do at those times is just stop. That's about the only thing that I can do to make it better, is to just stop, and then wait. And I feel much better today. I feel great, actually. I feel bad because I wasn't in control yesterday, and I'm so very sorry. My mood in my life is like a damaged bicycle. Normally, I'm in partial control, you know, it's like, and I can turn with the fights, and, you know, the frame rumbles and wobbles, but I can keep it going. Every once in a while, it's like, boom, and it starts to fall, and there's not a lot I can do. Those times I gotta realize I'm not really in control, just damage control, sit back, wait. And so I tried my best. I'm very sorry. I also, though, while talking with Jamie's Division, thank you so much, Jamie's Division. Jamie, I've forgotten your last name, and I've seen it even in the Twitter thing where we've talked, but Rivers, something like that. But thank you. And because of that, I'm now able to live stream with Game Show through Hitbox, and I'm going to start live streaming here real soon. Talked to one of my housemates and said I'm going to start live streaming here, so they know what my plans are. I just have to come up with a good time and all that, good times and such. So I'm going to start live streaming. That'll be good. A very, very good thing. I wanted to actually come up with more U.S. Air Force stories of my life and things that happened during my youth. I didn't really have a whole lot planned to say because these past couple weeks here, waking up in the morning, I am so fibro-fogged out. I don't wake up until around noon, and it's only 7 a.m. So as much as I try to get my brain working, it's locked up with rust and dirt and stuff. I'm doing the best I can, but all I can really remember here, and it's really, really stupid, when I was in the Air Force, for some dumb reason, when I was over in Germany, I picked up the habit of saying woof. Because if you watch Wizard of Oz, many times the Cowardly Lion goes woof, woof, woof. And so the Wizard of Oz is one of my favorite movies, and so I copied the woof sound and stuff, and so I was able to do that real good. But then once I got it, you don't stick with something, you change things, and I started to mutate my own thing. Instead of going woof like the Cowardly Lion, I would just go woof. And so it got to the point I'd be passing people in the hall to, hey, woof. And so they would tell people, yeah, you need to go find Sergeant Robin, he's the guy that barks at you. So yay. I went woof a lot, to the point that they all thought I was thoroughly insane. They were right. I mean, it's a good thing, so it's cool. Nothing wrong with being crazy as long as you're not dangerous. And I'm not dangerous except to myself, which isn't good, but still. I don't actively hurt myself anymore. In fact, it's been years since I cut myself. I'm a cutter. I've got, well, some of my scars were like right up here. You can't really see them all that well, the cutting scars here. I don't cut a lot. In fact, because I realize it's not a good thing, I've only cut myself when the pressure's been really, really hard. And amazingly, it has worked. When my mood and my brain, like when my wife was dying, when things got so bad that things were really getting twisted up here, that the only thing I could do is I would cut myself, and it would work. When I put all these razor cuts up here on my upper arm here, that worked for a couple years. Took the pressure off, I was great. I've got cut marks all over the rest of my body because when that's come up, I've cut myself and it's worked. I've had an intense amount of pressure to the point where I thought I was going to go insane. I cut myself, hurt myself, and now I've got a scar, another scar for it, but it took the pressure off. And I was able to act normally for years afterward and not cut myself again. So don't cut yourself. It's not a good habit. I wish I wasn't a cutter. I haven't cut myself, as stated, for a couple of years now. But I'm quite sure some point in the future there's going to be just an incredible amount of pressure, and the only way I'm going to be able to get rid of it is okay, I need to take care of that with a bandage, and yeah, that feels better. So it's unhealthy, don't do it, and yeah, I'm one of them. And weirdly, it's not something I picked up until I was almost 40. Because I was in rehab in Spokane, like the year 2000, going through the rehab that worked, that actually got me sober. I was there for 2 months at a behavioral change place. that worked. I've been sober since, but it was there that I first started cutting myself because of the pressure, and it worked. So don't do it, please. It's not good. You know, you're better than that. You don't need to cut yourself, but I need to stop it too. I mean, I haven't for years, so hopefully I won't, but you never know. It's like with drinking. It's like when I say I don't want to die because if I drink, I'm going to die. And it's like, I'm not going to drink today. I didn't drink yesterday. I don't plan on drinking tomorrow, but I can't say I'm not going to. Especially since, as I mentioned before, you know, when they do checks on people that are out, you know, heroin addicts and cocaine addicts and crack addicts and all that, they check with them after 10 years to see how they're doing. But with alcoholics, they check back with them after 5 years to see how they're doing, because if they check back in 10 years, statistically, every single alcoholic has relapsed and died. That doesn't mean every one of them has. I'm quite sure that you know somebody who has been sober for 20 years or more, where they just said, no, I don't drink. I've been sober for X amount of time. It happens and people do it. I've known people that have been sober for 25 years plus. I've been sober since the year 2000. I have fallen. The shame is not in falling. The shame is in not getting back up. I mean, I can count the times I've fallen on fingers of my hand in 17 years. So that's good. But even if it had been 20, the fact is the shame is not in falling down. The shame is not in not getting back up. So thumbs up on that. Well, it's 16 minutes and change. God's above. Where does the time go now? I am going to quickly open up the community page for my channel and open it up so that I can have 24 hours worth of comments. And what I'm going to do is thank, oh, bloody dentures, thank 20 to 25 kind commenters for leaving me a comment. I thank you so much for that. This is the best way I know of to show my appreciation for your having left me a comment, is to thank you for it. Now, I'm not reading the comments now. I'm going to read them, and I'm going to thumbs up and all that, and I'm going to answer as many as I can. But for right now, I'm just thank you for leaving a comment. Let me take a quick look and see if anybody had asked for a shout out. Ah, Thomas. Now, he's Dutch, so I'm quite sure I'm going to pronounce this wrong. Thomas Romine? It's Dutch. I'm quite sure I'm pronouncing it correctly, but thank you so very much. And then there is Derek Vickers. Thank you very much. Standalone Complex 967. Thank you. Ward K. Douglas. Greatly appreciated. The Apostle of Rock. Thank you. Angelica Gonzalez. Thank you so much. Rug R82 Day. Thank you so much. Leonella Lopez M. Thank you. Breaker Games. Greatly appreciated. Ramon Martin. Thank you. What the fuck? Thank you very much. Aimlessly Awesome Post, thank you very much. Adam Ali, greatly appreciated. Zaynatura, ooh, thank you very, very much. Lambo Rambo, thank you. Mr. Psycho Productions, thank you very, very much. And Bia Crashonata, thank you. And then there is Deus Volt, thank you very, very much. And Slim Shady, thank you very much. Corinna007, thank you very, very much. VH Flyboy, thank you. Oh, just this one, isn't it? You see, I get lost, but thank you. And Tobias Vector, thank you very, very much. Jamie's Division, again, thank you so very much. I'm so glad we talk. I would gladly talk to anybody, but thank you. And Elite Devil, thank you very, very much. And last but not least, Esper Reeves, thank you very, very much. Greatly appreciated. And I can see that it's 18 minutes and a minute. Oh my gosh, I got less than a minute. So if I can quickly go, Bom Dia, Dia Guet, Guten Tag, Buenos Dias, Buna de Manata, Ohio, Labri, Labas Ritas, Kamusta, Bonjourno, Terrahomikos, Yorigel, Baribus, Ni Hao, Kalimera, Bonjour, Matenva, Bereda, Bukertov, Ohanyo Aseo, Mesa Ol Haley, Jean Dobry, Labdian, Dobre Utro, Dobre Rano, Privyet, Merhaba, Go Morgan, God Morgan, and of course go forth and go have the crack. I'd like to keep these under 20 minutes, and I've got like 30 seconds left or before I run out. So if you could check the links down there. Just click show more. Links open up. There's a whole bunch of them. If you could check that out, that would be awesome. My thanks to people who've donated to my GoFundMe and my Patreon.com. Patrons, thank you. If you could tell us me a like, that would be awesome. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you could subscribe to the channel, thank you so very, very much. It's night. I got like 10 seconds left to keep this under 20 minutes. I don't even know what the time went. Thank you so very much for watching. I'm going to have a reaction video and a game video. So you take care. Have a great day. I'll see you on the flip side, and that's a good thing.